I practically grew up in a wok.
We worked all hours in my parents' Chinese restaurant.
Oh, delicious.
Over the years, I have mastered the art of how to cook the food I grew up on and the food that I love.
No words.
And now I want to share my favourite Southeast Asian recipes with you.
No fuss.
Maximum flavour. These dishes are delicious and oh so simple to cook at home.
Dead easy.
Everyone loves a great snack. And sometimes I don't want a big meal. You may find that hard to believe. And East Asian cuisine is filled with dishes that satisfy that need. Like this chicken wing recipe that's so popular in the Philippines. And a satay that transports me back to the Malaysian hawker markets. But I'm starting with a trip to China and Japan for two mouth-watering dumplings.
So today I'm going to make two of my favourite dumplings. One is in homage to my Sunday dim sum sessions with my family, and the other one is a dumpling that I learnt to make as I was older. Asian families on a Sunday. Everyone piles together in a huge dim sum restaurant, and for me it was the Peking, my auntie's restaurant. And we would get there and we would order stack upon stack of hagao and siu mai and deep-fried wontons. And it's one of the best things in the entire world because dumplings are little pockets of love, little pockets of joy. It's the best way of giving love to another person.
The crispy fried wontons are my family's recipe, while the softer steamed gyoza I stole from a friend. And the beauty of these is you can use the same filling for both.
So I've got these prawns. Whack them into just a food processor, or if you don't have one of these, you can just finely chop them. You want this to be almost paste consistency. Now here's my little tip. Halfway through your whiz, what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a little bit of sesame oil, because this is gonna be one of our predominant flavors, and I want it to be all combined. A little bit of salt, and a little bit of white pepper. So let's get her on. Let's have a little look. Oh my goodness, look at that. Beautiful swirls, almost like fluffy clouds.
Once the prawns have been minced, add in chives, spring onions, ginger, garlic, bamboo shoots, and water chestnuts, which will give the filling a subtle texture.
So large slices. And then we are literally gonna do a chop, 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 chop.
Some finely shredded carrot will bring a touch of colour to the mix.
Pyrex bowl. We're gonna add in our prawn mixture. We're gonna add in an egg to bind the whole thing together so our filling stays whole when it's fried. Lovely. And we're gonna add some liquid just to loosen it up, but the liquid is gonna have flavour. So a tiny bit of xiaosing, it's like a quarter of a cap. Then we're gonna add in some fish sauce, some light soy, of course, a little dash of that, and we're gonna give it a good old mix.
It will be too late to adjust the seasoning once the filling's been wrapped, so fry off a spoonful first to check.
Now we're gonna taste. That is so good. It's a little salty, but that pastry isn't seasoned, so you're gonna need to be able to compensate for that. Oh, I'm too excited now. Genuinely, dumplings should be part of the national curriculum. Everyone should make them every day. The gyoza traditionally almost look like the body of a dinosaur. They're kind of hard at the bottom and then they've got this beautiful fin-like at the top. And you use a gyoza wrapper for these. Now, these are slightly different to the wonton wrappers. They don't have any egg in. They're slightly more substantial pastry.
Gyoza wrappers come ready-made. When it comes to easy snacks, the idea is to keep things straightforward.
This is our gyoza wrapper. It's round. You are going to place it on your fingers. Take about a teaspoon of mixture and you're going to place it using your thumb to lever that into the center. Can you see what I've done with my fingers? You're then going to take some water and you're going to half crescent this pastry and you're going to take the bottom and you're going to close it to the top. Take a concertina and you're going to close up your corner. Then what you're going to do is you're going to create beautiful, almost wave-like rhythms across the top of your dumpling. I do 5. Some people do 8, some people do 14. I do 5 because there's 5 members of my family, me, my mum, my dad, my brother and sister. So each one of my folds represent our family.
The gyoza are ready to be cooked. Now for the wontons. Again, buy pre-made wrappers, which I'm going to fold into traditional money bag shapes.
This is not tricky at all in the slightest. Let's go step by step. Step 1, wrap it down. Step 2, about a teaspoon of filling into your pastry, right in the center. Step 3, you're going to water the edges of your pastry to create a glue to stick the whole bad boy together. Step 4, fold this into a rectangle, sealing all the edges, pushing out as much air as possible, because don't forget this is going to fry. Step 5, pick it up, you're going to wet the edges. Step 6, going to drag this round and you're going to pinch and you're going to twist and you create the most beautiful ignot, which is like a little money parcel.
Time to cook our dumplings, starting with the gyoza and oil in a hot pan. I'll fry them for a crisp golden bottom, then add some water and use the steam to cook the tops.
Now we're going to place our dumplings. Yeah, there we go. Lovely, starting to sizzle now, which is gorgeous. They remind me of little junk boats. Can you see that just starting to turn now?
Next stage is to add in water so the gyoza will steam.
I'm putting the heat up really quickly because I want to get the pan very hot, but I don't want to burn the dumplings. Keep them moving a little bit. Now, heat off and heat back on. Essentially, what you're doing is 2 things. Caramelizing the bottom of the dumpling, but you're also then using all of the residual heat and also all that steam to cook the top of the fan of the pastry. Doll! She wants her ball. Dolly, if I burn my dumplings, you're in trouble. Come on. Come on, what's this? What's this going? Go and get the ball, yay! Oh, hello. Can you see they're pumped up now? They've gained 2 dress sizes in about 3 minutes. Isn't that wonderful? Heat off. Tiny bit of oil before I plate up.
The wontons will be a simple deep fry.
I'm going to cradle our money bags in, so I'm going to use a spoon with holes because then the oil's going to drip through. There we go, there's one. And we're going to do it in a clock so I know which one went in first. And we want to make sure that the top is cooking as much as the bottom, and that one's gone already. Now we're going to carefully flip because we want to cook that pastry. Look at these little parcels of joy and love.
And there you have it, my steamed prawn-filled Japanese gyoza and crispy fried Chinese wontons. They will fly off the plate at any gathering. Just perfectly balanced. I mean, little morsel of fun. Who would have thought something so quick could bring so much joy?
No words.
I am so lucky being mixed race. My mum's English, my dad is Chinese, and I have the best of both worlds. I'm gonna cook a dish now, which is probably one of the most cooked dishes in Asia, but also this country. It's satay chicken, and the beauty of this dish is that there is not a single cook or chef in the world that cooks this exactly the same.
I'm going to layer up the flavours with curry powder and Chinese 5-spice. But first, tenderising the chicken breast will help soften the meat, making it easy to thread on the skewers.
And you can think about whoever you like right now. It might be your neighbour that gets on your nerves. It might be an ex-boyfriend or an ex-girlfriend. Just think about them and give it a nice big bash. You never called me back. I paid for dinner. You should have married me. That's enough. So let's think about this now. We're gonna have skewers. So we're thinking about one bit of chicken, a little bit of cucumber, a bit of chicken. So I think 3 squares of chicken is good for me. So let's get half it here.
Cutting the chicken into cubes means they'll cook quickly and evenly. Now for the marinade.
Chicken into our mixing bowl. Now we are gonna take our onion and I'm gonna slice it through. Dead easy. We're gonna go in with our garlic, and I'm gonna put probably a teaspoon. Chopped ginger, fresh ginger, and I'm gonna go 2/3, 3/4 of a teaspoon. Medium curry powder. It's about a teaspoon, and then about half a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice.
I want this marinade to really stand out, so add a dash of sesame oil, light and dark soy, and finally, the absolute star of this dish, some humble peanut butter.
And I just love the fact this is such a hack, isn't it? Isn't it brilliant? And you put that on your toast. Okay, 4 tablespoons of peanut butter. And this is basically our marinade. But later on, I will take all of this lovely juice and I'm gonna turn it into our satay sauce.
Make sure that rich, nutty marinade covers all of the chicken.
Now, that's gonna go in the fridge for half an hour.
You could freeze the chicken in the marinade at this point if you want, meaning you could prep well in advance for a barbecue.
I'm gonna do a skewer, I'm gonna do a bit of chicken, then also some cucumber. And I just picked up this trick in Malaysia, and it just works. There's something about griddled cucumber, which is delicious. So I've got a zester here, and all I'm gonna do is just put some stripes into my cucumber. And this is just gonna give it a little bit of personality.
Once the marinade has done its first job, remove the chicken, but keep all of that precious liquor.
Ooh, don't wanna waste any of that flavor.
I'll reduce it down with some coconut milk to become the delicious satay sauce. Heaven.
And what I'm looking for now is velvet.
Time to thread my skewers, which I've pre-soaked in water to make sure they don't burn.
Don't they look gorgeous? So simple. So lovely. I mean, this is market food, isn't it? Right. Griddle pan is going on. The worst thing here is we're not at a barbecue and I don't have a beer in my hand. I don't know what's going on with this place. Now, be patient. You want to keep the colour in there. Don't think, oh my God, I need to move it, because if you move it, it's going to collapse. You've just got to trust. Okay, so whilst that's doing, I'm just going to prepare a little bit of garnish for the top. Very simple. We're going to have some lime, some nice chopped spring onion, diagonally, of course. Okay, some nice slithers of chilli. That's enough. So that's my garnish ready. Okay, I'm gonna have a little look at one. Oh, hello. Hello, Mama. And all I'm doing is I'm just charring, which is a posh word for burning my cucumber. Definitely coming to our finale. Oh, lovely. That cucumber's got some. Oh, nice.
These will need around 8 to 10 minutes turning once.
A nice big pile of spring onions, which will be delicious when they start soaking up the flavour. Our satay and coconut dipping sauce.
Simply irresistible. My crowd-pleasing chicken satays that take me straight back to Malaysia and the aromas of the bustling hawker markets.
The dish that I'm going to do now is a really traditional, classic Filipino dish. It's called Adobo chicken wings.
Traditionally served with rice as a main meal, these delicious marinated wings are also eaten as a snack when Filipino families gather for drinks. But I'm starting this dish with a Chinese cooking tip.
What I'm going to do is do my dad's little trick. Have you ever had Szechuan duck? Of course you have. Szechuan duck, the reason why it goes so crispy is because what we do is we scald the skin with hot water. Just going to pour it over the top of it and we're going to see the skin shrink. Come on, super duper duper hot. Okay, lovely. Let's just pat that down just to take off the excess water. You would usually let this air dry for about 2 hours, I reckon, and then you'd put it in the fridge, but we don't have time for that. There's something about Asian food, isn't there, that it makes everybody impatient. So if you imagine you go out for dinner and you go to like a super posh, fancy, where your knickers in your bra has to match type restaurant, and then you order a dish and it takes half an hour, and you're like, yeah, that's fine, we're gonna have a cocktail and we're gonna talk about the arts. You go into a Chinese takeaway, before my cousin, Ho Lam, has left the table with your order. You're like that, where's the sweet and sour? Where's the black bean? I've ordered it, we've been waiting 3 minutes. And it's true, Asian food makes people massively impatient. It's so funny, which is good for this dish because it's super quick.
Now to brown the chicken in some rice bran oil. Place them on the same side they were scalded so the skin crisps up.
Right, here we go. Oh, lovely. Right, I'm going to turn them all over now. We're getting some colour and we're browning. Woohoo! Next, we're going to go in with our garlic. 6 cloves of garlic. Mash up, mash up, mash up. Incredible. Right, here we go. Got all of that garlic. Lovely. Big wooden spoon. Let's get that mixed up. Right. Now that I flash fried it, what I can do is I can use a much lower heat and control. But oh my God, if you could smell that garlic, chicken and oil, it's so delicious.
Adobo wings have a simple marinade of just 4 ingredients: soy sauce, garlic, bay leaves and white wine vinegar. But I'm doing a quick version and pouring the mix into the pot.
Give that a little mix. And then we're going to pour our liquor over our chicken on a low heat and leave it to simmer for 20 minutes. That is literally it.
Vinegar was used in Asian recipes, preserving food in the centuries before refrigeration.
Now, forget about it, go and do your fringe. Right then. Our chicken wings are done. As easy as that. Wait till you see this. Your mouth is going to water so badly. Look at that. See all that browning just there. And we're literally going to pile up our dish. Our guests are waiting. So in the Philippines, this is exactly how they'd serve it, with a side of pork scratchings and some garlic peanuts, probably a couple of bottles of Filipino beer. Now I'm going to add my little je ne sais gok. I'm going to put in some honey. My dad would do this with ribs, but he would use golden syrup from a can. Oh my God, it's delicious. So I'm going to pour on runny honey. And now, some chili flakes, just to give it a little bit of heat. So there you have it, Adobo chicken wings, or my version of. And there's not going to be a single one of your mates that won't love you forever.
And that's my trio of easy snacks. Crispy wontons and steamed Guoza. Rich marinade chicken wings. And my sticky satay. Step-by-step deliciousness.